What's up, guys? I want to talk about what it is like to weightlift consistently for 20 weeks. So, I have never done this in my life prior to this year. So, this is the first time I've ever done it. And I wanted to share some insights, tips, and tricks, things that I've found useful. So, obviously, weightlifting for 20 weeks straight, it's easy. It's easy. Everybody can do it, right? No, obviously not, guys. I'm joking. Obviously, it's very, very hard to be consistent. Consistency is the hardest thing in trying to accomplish any goal, right? The consistency is key, and consistency is the hardest part. So, honestly, for me personally, some of the hardest moments in trying to be consistent with my weightlifting is when my body's sick, because it's this weird balance where I'm sick, but maybe I'm not that sick. So, yeah, I should rest, but am I just resting because I don't want to work out and I'm trying to be lazy and I'm using this as an excuse? Or am I legitimately still too sick and I shouldn't work out? So, like, my body was sore, if I was feeling achy, if I was feeling anything like that, I would try and rest, but then it became a weird internal balance where I had to make sure I wasn't resting too much and I was still working out regularly. So for me, I was trying to do it 3 times a week, which isn't too bad. At the start of the 20 weeks, I was doing a little bit too much. I was trying to do 3 sets of several exercises, and for me, it was becoming too much where I would still feel sore starting the next session. So my first session for the week, I'd work out, and the second session, I would still be a little bit sore working out. And so I actually ended up tapering back my workout routine a little bit. And now I really like where it's at. I think it works best for my body right now as a beginner. I just do 2 sets of each exercise instead of 3 sets. But what I try to do on my second set is to make sure I have enough intensity is I will go to at least failure. I will go until my muscles literally can't move the weight anymore. And on some exercises, I even can't get to that point on my second set. So I kind of myo rep it out where if I did 10 reps of a certain exercise, but my second set I can only do 8, well, I'm going to have to just rest for 10 and 15 seconds and then finish those last 2. I got to get in my 10 reps. And so for me, that's been good to reduce my workout routine to 2 sets per exercise. It also saves a bit on time. So my workouts when it was 3 sets, we're taking, hour and a half up to an hour and a half, whereas now it's more like 45, 50 minutes or so. So it saves on time too. And for me, it's ideal because my body is able to recover enough that I can go back and feel good during the second session and third session for the week. So for me, the hardest part was working out when I didn't necessarily feel my best. So to get around that, I just try and be as regular as I can. You just kind of have to force yourself to do it nonetheless. What I'm proud of is there hasn't been a single week where I haven't done anything. I will always do at least 1 set, even if I'm sick. I'll find days to rest and then go back and try and finish at least 1 set during the week to keep as much consistency as possible, even if I'm sick. Um, Another thing that's hard is don't try to cut too much. I think lately, the past few weeks, I've been on a kind of a cutting phase, and honestly, it's really hard to get my workouts in. Because as your body loses its energy, the glycogen in your muscle gets reduced and depleted, and it is much harder to do your workout routine. So if you're just trying to be consistent, um, make sure your cut, if you're trying to cut weight, isn't too much. Make sure you're at least close to maintenance calories so that you can continue to do your workouts. That's a hard thing in the weightlifting world of trying to cut down on weight and also maintain your reps within your sets of exercises. Um, but ultimately, You just got to do it, and you can't let yourself not do it. So at least for me too, another tip that's helped me is I've told family and friends what I'm doing, and that to me that keeps me accountable. That if I were to just not do anything anymore, my friends and family would kind of ask me about it, like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'd be like, "Oh, well, actually, I stopped," and I wouldn't want that. Another thing that for me, for whatever reason, in this point in my life, is I'm just sick and tired of not having abs. I've had the goal to have abs for like the past 5 years, and haven't we all? I'm just sick and tired of not achieving that. So I don't care how long it takes. I am going to continue to work and work and work until I achieve that goal. And I've just made that up in my mind. And so I'm not going to let myself slack off until that happens. So I'm doing good. I'm about 13 pounds down in my cut right now. So I just got to keep going. Um, Drop down in the comments below and let me know what you guys do, how you achieve consistency, or any tips and tricks you guys have down below. Please subscribe. We're going to continue to grow this channel, and I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.